How do you make your team go public? How do you make your team go public? You go public. You must go public. Everyone, raise your right hand and say, repeat after me. I solemnly swear that I will go public with my 90-day challenge goal. There's got to be a certain level of trust, gang. Trust me, trust Blake. The numbers that he has, it is staggering. Staggering. The level of income that people have who take their teams public. The retention that the teams have who take their teams public. You as an influencer, you going public with something like this is going to accelerate your success. Squirrel. You going public with something like this as an influencer is going to hurt your success or accelerate it. As an influencer, are people not watching you? Yes. Yes. Once you do something and you make a decision to do something, by definition of your career, by definition of who you are, by definition of what you do, people will take notice. How many weeks to get into a BMW? How many weeks are you going to take to get into a BMW? 2 weeks. All right. And we're all going public. Say, I will. I will. Refer 3 to get your next month free. We're going to accomplish this at our first challenge party. As an influencer, we are not going to take 10 challenge parties to get our product for free. We are not going to take 10 challenge parties or 30 days to go and hit regional director, rising star. We're going to take 2 weeks and we're going to get the whole thing done, and we're going to set the tone for our team that speed is fun. Yeah. Makes sense? Say yes. Yes. All right. Figure out why you're here is another thing, and this is something that you'll internalize and that you'll take back with you. And I want you to all write in that little section, right where it talks about going there and hitting Rising Star, getting your product for free, doing all that stuff. I want you just to write first challenge party right over top of the whole thing. First challenge party. You're going to get all of it done on your first challenge party. Challenge party number 1. First challenge party. If you're looking at your sheet, you want to put it on the first section, right where it says your goals, right where it says your why, and then to the right it says refer 3, your next month is free, become a rising star. Put first challenge party in big letters. First challenge party right here. First challenge party, that's when you're going to get all of this done. And I want you to come back and I want you to do and define your reason why, which is the reason why you're doing this business. And the only person that knows why you're here is you. I can't tell you why you're here. However, I can tell you that if your reason why you're here is not big enough, that you may not take as big of action with this. You know, why did which I'm going to share with you. Are you guys going to be excited that I'm going to show you exactly how to get in a BMW in 2 weeks, but I'm also going to show you how I got into a 5-figure a month residual income and hit 50 grand a month within my 9th month, doing exactly what you're doing, and I'm going to share with you how to be able to do that as well. Is anybody here excited about that part? Yeah! I'm going to share with you. So, you all know why you're here. Was my why to go and make $50,000 a month? No, absolutely not. My why was to not go to jail. That's a whole other training. My personal enrolled teams here are like, who the heck did we sign up with? I told you. He looks suspicious. I swear to God, he's 12. Okay, so I owed some money in back taxes. I had to pay that money. The government said I had to pay that money. So I had to go and make that money. I walked away. I owed $100,000. If you did all the accumulation of all the different taxes that I owed, it was $50,000 to 1, $100,000 total. And I owed that money and I had to pay that back. I went and sold a security contract for $100,000. I was an IT computer security consultant / computer hacker. And I got paid very well for my services, and in the tune of $50,000 a month. So I went and sold a 2-month contract. And I could have went and delivered that work over 2 weeks, but I didn't do it. 2 months, but I didn't do it. I'm going to share with you why I did not do that. Does that sound crazy?
Yeah. Yes.
After I met Nick, I gave that contract away so that I could be in a seat like you're in a seat right now. Does that sound crazy? You guys are like, that's ridiculous. $100,000 in 2 months, walked away from it so I could start ViSalus. Today, not tomorrow, but today. Not tomorrow, but today. More coming on that story in a minute. Figure out why you're here. To the same degree that you know why you're here will be to the same degree that you run with this, will be to the same degree that you have success with this. The simple system that we follow. Here's the blueprint to be able to qualify for your regional director status, your BMW qualification in how many weeks? 2 weeks. How many weeks? 2 weeks. Here's how you do it. This is what we teach everybody else. This is what you will teach your team. Who are you going to teach this to?
My team.
Does this apply to you?
Yes.
It does in theory. However, this is what we teach our team. We teach our team 7 days to hit director. Does that apply to you? No, because you're going to take 2 weeks to hit what? Regional director. Starting your list, which has 25 local people on it. Chances are this, what we're teaching right here, is going to help somebody hit what position in 7 days? Director. 25 local people will help somebody hit what position in 7 days?
Director.
You're going to hit regional director in 2 weeks. Although making your list applies to you, does this number of 25 apply to you?
No.
25 people will help you hit rising star, director. Our goal is much greater than that. So you need to build your list a little bit bigger. Here's the one secret thing on how I hit ambassador, not regional director, hit regional director in 7 days, hit ambassador in 45 days. I took this business plan and I basically multiplied it by 8. Said, well, if this gets me to director, this will get me to regional director. By definition of how this grows, if I teach this many people to do this and I get 6 people doing this, that's a rising star, that's a regional director. If I get 12 people to do that, that's a 5-figure a month income. I'm gonna have to do it in 7 days so I can teach other people to do it in 2 weeks. Telling people that, hey, even if you do it half the time as me, it's still not bad, you're still making a couple $1,000 and you qualify for a BMW. It's good or good, right? So I set the tone, set the standard. I went out and made a list of 200 people. How many people did I make a list of? 200. Do you all have the ability to make a list of 200 people?
Yes.
Say heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
You all have the ability to make a list of 200 people. Without question. And that's what it's going to take. List of 100 definitely is going to get you to, not definitely, list of 100 will get you to a BMW in 2 weeks. Do you know 100 people that you could write down on a piece of paper? Yes. You absolutely do. Some of you, if you want to think about it and put a little bit of work into it, how many people do you think you could write down on a piece of paper? 300? 1,000?
No way.
500? More? If I was to pay you $200 per name, how many people could you write down? Oh! 2,000, 1,000? Which BlackBerry you want? Right? So, your goal, write down a list. You should make it a goal to write down a list of 300 people. Make it a list to write down a goal of 300 people. And I want you to think to yourself, $20 a name, $200 a name, and I don't want you to prejudge anyone. I don't want you to worry about what you're going to say to any of those people, because we're going to teach you exactly what to say. We're going to teach you exactly what to say. Can I get a time count? I haven't seen a time in
20 minutes.
Probably 30 minutes.
20 minutes.
Oh, left? Yeah. Great. Hope you guys aren't getting sick of me yet. 20 minutes. So, don't prejudge anyone. Do not prejudge anyone. Do not prejudge anyone. Do not prejudge anyone. You don't know why people will do this business. My God, my wife would have shot me on that sentence. You don't know, yeah. Is that not good English? Wasn't the best either, actually. Don't prejudge anyone. Have everything in one place. Centralize your business plan. Keep it all on a piece of paper as much as you possibly can. Recruit up as much as possible. It's your peers that will look at this and say, heck, this looks like fun. Just like you did. Chances are you, being the influencer and the professional as you are, were probably on somebody's chicken list. Well, Steve owns a mortgage company, he's super successful. He's got that big fancy barbecue that we use every summer. Oh, if he'd be interested in this, he's so busy. He doesn't need this. Somebody thought that about you. However, they made the decision to call you and invite you and share this with you and put you here. Are you thankful they did that?
Yes.
Yes. There's people in your network right now that are just like you, as successful as you, that absolutely need something like this. So when you're writing down the list of people, I want you to write down as many people as you possibly can. Don't prejudge people because you never know why they may need this in their lives. Some of the people that I brought in when I started doing this, I sat people down and said, listen, I was $100,000 in debt. I got to get out and do something different. I got to try something. And, you know, this sounds fantastic. This sounds like we could change the world, make a difference, and help a lot of people, and I need help myself. I'm going to start with me. And then, you know, they were like, and these are successful people. Like, I just moved home with my mom. And I was like, what'd you do with the kids? He's like, they're with me. I'm like, at your mom's? He's like, yeah. Where'd the house go? They lost it. I was like, really? Holy. Went and talked to another friend, super successful friend, right? And he had his wife working the drive-thru because it paid an extra $1, so he had her working the midnight shift. You didn't know. I didn't know. Had no idea. Had no idea. There's people in your network right now that need you. There's people in your network right now that need you. And they would rather die than come forward and actually tell you how things are. That exists right now. And those are the people, I want you to write down everybody that you know. You've got to change a lot of lives. And you're going to change a lot of lives. But I don't want you to prejudge people because you never know why they need this business, okay? Promise me you won't prejudge?
Yes.
Promise me you won't prejudge?
Yes.
Okay, just write everybody down. Your job as an influencer is simply to go and share this information with other people. You don't need to place an emotional attachment. It doesn't matter what they say or how they say. It doesn't matter if they take the challenge or don't take the challenge. The point is that you've got something that can make a difference in people's lives, and you share that information with them. And you let them make the decision for themselves. This is simply a game of going out and sharing information with people. You've got access to the #1 home-based business platform that's creating more life transformations from a health standpoint and a wealth standpoint than any other company that's ever existed of its kind. Your job is to simply share what you found with other people. Share what you found. We have you here as influencers because you all know a lot of people. You all have the ability to write down 300 people. I don't want you making a list of 25 people. I don't want you making a list of 50 people. You all took time out of your schedule to be here because you see big opportunity. And I know that you now see that bigger opportunity than you've ever seen before. So if you're going to do something, let's go big. And I know that's how you've done everything in your life. How you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. You've all become successful at your careers right now, and I want you to go all in with this. I want you to go all in and bring this to everybody that you know, and just let them make the decision for themselves. Does that make sense to you guys? Yes. Can I count on you to do this with us? Yes. Okay, so the next thing that we have to do is we make a list of 300 people. Do you guys all feel you can make a list of 300 people? Yes. You guys at the back, do you feel you can make a list of 300 people? Yes. 300 people. So what is it that we do with these people? What are we going to do now? What do you guys think?
Call them.
We're going to pick up the phone and we're going to do what? We're going to call them. Where are we going to call them? This is the next part. So the next most important part, just as important as making your list, is calling these people and inviting them out to what we call a challenge party. We're going to invite them out to what we call a challenge party. So what we need to do right now is to do a business launch. Let's say you owned a mortgage brokerage company. Let's say you're a real estate agent. Would you want to selectively tell a couple people that you do real estate? Or does it make sense to let everybody you know what it is that you're doing so that when they know somebody that needs a house, or maybe they themselves need a house, they know where to go? Can you get angry at your friend if they go and buy a house for somebody else if you were like, well, I didn't want to tell you, but I'm selling houses. You have to let them know, right? Is that fair? Is that fair to let them know? So what we need to do is kind of your coming out party, your business launch. If you were to launch a restaurant, you would plaster the city everywhere. Brand new restaurant opening up. Healthy fast food. What we're going to do is we're going to do one big launch for you guys. A launch to help somebody get to director in 7 days usually consists of helping the people you bring in generate a list of how many people? No? 7 days for your team. How many people? How many people? Guys at the back, how many people? 25. Your list is going to be a little bit bigger than that. Your goal is how many people? 300. 300. 300. So what we're going to do is take 300 invitations. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to do this right now. 300 invitations we're going to make over a handful of days, 6, 7 days, 5 days. And what we're going to do is invite them to your business launch, Does that make sense? Now, what we have to do is figure out where we're going to throw this launch. All right. How many people live in Detroit? Handful of you? How many of you guys are from California? Holy. How many of you guys are from Vancouver? How many of you guys are from Detroit? We got people flying in from all over the world. Ain't one person call anybody from Detroit. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're all gonna leave here, go out those front doors. Detroit's gonna be like, what the heck is going on here? Okay, so we have to figure out where we're gonna do these events. Now, we could put together an event and do a hotel just like this in every single city right across North America. Could we not? Does that sound like fun or does that sound like a lot of work? Sounds like a lot of work. Now, we're all building this business to someday be able to walk away from this. Do you guys want to do this for the rest of your existence? Totally 100%, 80 hours a week, never always do this? Or do you want to do this, make a huge difference, make a huge impact, create something that's going to pay you for the rest of your life while you're hanging out in Bali? Yeah! Right? So, if we all go rent big hotel rooms and do big events, when we're in Bali, a couple years from now, what are the chances that your friends and the people that you introduce this to are going to be able to organize and rally and put 50 hotel events across the country and make sure all that still happens while you're surfing off the coast of Bali? What's the chance of that happening? Zero. Okay, hotel meetings, they've got to be out. What's the one thing that we all have that we know that everybody else has, for the most part, except maybe in Detroit? Oh, now y'all from Detroit. I just waited to see you guys stand up. One thing that everybody has for the most part. What's the one thing that everybody has for the most part? A house. They all have a house. They all have a living room. And if they don't have a house or a living room, then let's talk to those people because we can help change that. Right? So, the one thing we need to do is we need to make sure what we're doing is duplicatable. Make sure it's what? Duplicatable. Make sure that it can be done while we're not there. Make sense? Say yes? Yes. So, everybody has a living room. Does everybody have a blender for the most part? Yes. Or at least know how to find one? Yes. Does everybody have a TV? Yes. Or a computer or a laptop? Yes. So does it make sense to utilize those three things? Yes. So here's what we need to do. We need to make sure that we do our challenge party, but we also need to remember that what we do is what our team will what? Do. Are they going to do what we say just because we say do it? No. Your team, your people, your friends, they will always do what you do, not what you tell them to do. Amen. Okay? So it's important that we as influencers set the standard. You set the culture coming right out of the gate. You don't build a list of 25, you build a list of what? 300. You don't take 2 months to go and hit regional director. You take how many weeks?
2 weeks.
2. And what we do is we're going to call these people, we're going to bring them over to our house. You need to do your business launch, guess where? At your house. Now as your mind races, oh my God, I'm going to have to vacuum. We can't do that. We just got this. Now all the excuses come up. Well, this was a great idea until I had to use my home and I just got new carpet and there's no way I'm gonna have time to be able to clean this in the next 7 days, so it's all over for me. I'm actually going home right now. Gang, here's the beautiful thing about it. You have a home, you have a house, you have a living room. They're your friends. They've been to your house before. It's okay. They know you're a pig. They know it's always dirty when they come over. At least that's the way it was for my house anyway. Jennifer was like, I gotta clean. I was like, you don't gotta clean? I'm like, Eugene over, he's been over here 100 times. He stubs his toe in that damn nail every time just like I do. Well, I have no socks. Gang, your people, your friends, they've been to your house before, they know you, they love you, they respect you. You don't need to go through a big song and dance for them. Does that make sense? Yes. The most important thing that you can do is to be relatable. It's just to be you. Don't try to be something or create something, just be you. Right? Your friends, the people that know you, they love you, they respect you, they know where you live, it's a warm environment, it's a comfortable environment, but most importantly, they've been to your house before. And they understand and they know that, hey, you know what? They look at you and say, hey, you're an extremely successful individual. And they're gonna ask you, hey, could we do this at Steve's restaurant? And you're gonna say what? No. Because you know that if you go and do that challenge party at the restaurant, that they in turn are going to want to do theirs at the what? Restaurant. You don't want to have to keep coming back every darn day to the what? Restaurant. That's where you're trying to get out of to begin with. Right? So what we do is we want to try to make sure that what we do, everything that you do, I always ask myself one question with everything that I do. Is this going to create success as it duplicates into my team for the average individual? Anytime I do something, I have this vivid memory, this vivid scenario that I create. Lost my train of thought. I have this vivid scenario that I create and I ask myself one question. You guys want to know what the question is?
Yeah. Yes.
Could my mom do this? With everything that I do. Could my mom do this? If I'm making this call and I'm doing this like this, I ask myself and I visualize myself, can I see my mother doing what I'm doing right now? And if the answer is yes, the chances are it can be duplicated. I love my mom, but it's gotta be easy. It's gotta be simple. And I gotta be able to effectively communicate it the first time. So, you wanna make sure that things are simple, easy, duplicatable. If you do it in your home, your friends are going to sit around and they're going to say, wow, Steve's really special, and I can't wait to go and use that barbecue, but look at this. He's just pressed blend on a blender, and he's not trying to sell me anything. We just watched this nice cozy DVD that was kind of nice, and the shakes really did taste great, and Steve believes in me enough to invite me over here, and he's going to do real well with it, and it would be great to do business with Steve. And they're going to think to themselves immediately, I can do this. I have a house, I have a living room, I have some friends, I know some people that should use the product, I know some people that already do use products like this. And I have a blender. It's not like Steve's big fancy blender, but the bullet works. And I have a TV. You're going to give belief to your connections, belief to your warm market, belief to your friends, belief to your family that they can get out there and do this. So, you guys internalize on this. You've thought about this a little bit. Can we make a commitment that we will do a challenge party at your home, but not together? I want you to do this on your own. Because I believe in each and every one of you guys, and I know that you can hit play, and I know that you can blend the shake, and by doing this, I know that it's going to be your best chance at getting in your BMW in 2 weeks. What we can't have happen is two of you guys who came down together to get together over at Frank's house and to go press play together. If we huddle up together and you bring 2 people over to Sarah's and you bring 3 people over to Sarah's and you get together with Sarah's with 5 people amongst 5 of you, are you going to hit your BMW in 2 weeks? No. Gang, this whole thing will not work. This whole launch will not work. Everything that we're doing will not work. we want this to work. Because we want you to be able to get out there and actually make good on everything that you see here and everything you want this to be for you. But we can't do that. We can't help you do that unless you make the commitment to do your challenge party at your house and have your 30 friends come by your place to press play on the DVD, to blend the shakes, and to throw your event launch party. If and only if you can make a list of how many people. How many people? 300. How many people at the back? 300. And call these individuals. Invite them over to your challenge party at whose house? Whose house are you going to do it at? Are you going to invite your friend next to you, your neighbor?
No.
If you live in Vancouver, stand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 9, 10. How many launch parties are we going to throw in Vancouver, everybody? How many launch parties? Everyone in Vancouver, we're going to launch your business at your place, at your house. How many launch parties are we going to do? How many do you have to put on your list of individuals? How many hundred people? 300. 300. And are you going to be able to go to your house? Are you guys going to rent the hotel room and all get together and say, hey, let's bring 3 people?
No.
Are you going to get in your BMW if you do that?
No.
Absolutely not. You guys follow and understand this? How many events and how many launches are we doing here in this city? 10. Boom. How many people are you going to have at your launch party? 50. What's the minimum? 30. Have a seat, guys. Give them a round of applause. Do you guys follow what I'm saying here? Because if you have 30 people in your city, invite 30 individuals over, that's going to make your city absolutely explode. Everybody's going to be hearing about this challenge. You guys are the ones that start that. You're the ones that initiate that. If you can have 30 people at your launch party, then you will hit your BMW in 2 weeks. I can virtually guarantee it. Can we all get 30 people to our house?
Yes.
As influencers, can we get 30 people to your house?
Yes.
I don't believe you. Guys, I'm telling you this. 30 people, you're going to see results like you couldn't possibly imagine. Now, the big thing that we need to do here is we need to schedule your challenge party individually. What I want you to do right now is turn to the person to your left and give them a high five and say, hey, you are not invited to my challenge party. Turn to the person to your right and say, I will kick you out if I see you at my challenge party. Turn to the person behind you and say, go get your own BMW. You invite people over to my house, you're not going to get it. All right. Now, what we got to do together, gang, is we have to understand. Does everybody get this? I need you to understand this. Do you get that if you do not do this at your place, the duplication of your team, the success moving forward, the residual income idea does not exist? Because people will always do what you do and not what you tell them. If you do your challenge party over at Frank's house, they're going to want to do it over at your house. Do you guys get this? Yes. It has to be able to be done without you. What you do today will be duplicated for decades to come. So, what we need to do is pick a challenge party, and we all need to make sure that we get in our BMW in how many weeks? 2. That means we have 14 days to qualify for a BMW, which means we need to have other people have the ability to do their challenge party within 6-7 days out.